Hello everybody. I'm going to be looking a little bit different, I think, throughout a couple of videos because I just found a box that had a load of my wigs. I was really into cosplay at one stage and just changing up my look more often than I was willing to dye my hair. But then of course, like most things, aside from reading it seems, I just went through a lull and I stopped wearing wigs. So I'm currently going through them, seeing which ones I like. I don't know if I'm keen on this one because I don't know. I think I just want to get a whole new load of wigs. There's some that I really like, but I think I might try and like give these a nice clean up and see if I can sell them on Vinted. But yeah, so this is the first one. I do have a really old video where I went through all my wig collection back in the day. I think it was like I don't know, I think I was like 16 to 18 there. It was an old video. But anyway, in case you are a regular viewer of my videos and I look jarringly different and I just don't acknowledge it after this one, that is why. Today I am doing a review for DarkLit Press's Nightmare Hymns, Tales of Religious Horror. I recently talked about this in my February wrap up and I just briefly went over it, but I had so many thoughts and feelings. I reviewed every individual story on Storygraph and Goodreads, and I thought, oh, some people might prefer a video version of that where I go into depth of all the stories. It's also more of like a visual and like auditory reminder for the authors that I favoured within this collection. So reading straight from the blurb, it says, Nightmare Hymns is a spine-tingling religious horror anthology that explores the darkest corners of faith and spirituality. This sampler book brings together some of the most bone-chilling tales of terror from some of the best horror writers in the genre. Within these pages, you'll find stories of demonic possession, haunted churches, cursed relics, and otherworldly forces that prey on the faithful. From the depths of the Vatican to the rural heartlands of America, Nightmare Hymns takes readers on a journey into the macabre and the unknown. Each story in this anthology is a haunting and immersive experience that will keep you up at night, questioning your own beliefs and fears. With a diverse range of characters and settings, Nightmare Hymns is a must-read for horror fans who enjoy a dash of religious terror in the spine-tingling tales. So, if you're ready to face your deepest fears and explore the shadows of faith, pick up a copy of Nightmare Hymns and prepare to be chilled to the bone. But be warned, once you start reading, there's no turning back. And I must only apologise for Elsa. She's doing her little happy weaving through my tripod and it's getting a little bit shaky, but she's cute, so we allow it here. This compiles 3 short stories. I believe they're all new to me authors, except for Caitlin Marceau, but I can't remember if I recognised her name because she wrote Feminina. Why can't I say that? Feminina. So I was aware of her name, but it was kind of disjointed from what I recognised being works that I've seen before. Anyway, I digress. 3 short stories in this collection. I also received it through the free horror library on DarkLit Press's website, which is really great. It's for the masses. Anyone can go ahead and download their picks. Most of the books come downloaded through BookFunnel. I believe this is my first intentional foray into this subgenre, but it's definitely something that interests me, like the occult, religion, faith, anything like that in stories, and like especially like the sound of it marrying together with horror is something that very much intrigues me. So straight away, this was definitely what I was excited for. Okay, so the first story we have is The Hell That I Deserve by Michael R. Goodwin. This was a really strong start to this mini collection. I felt like the protagonist in this one was just an average guy with a super heinous secret, and the way he navigated his life just really intertwined that secret further deeper. That didn't make any sense, even deeper. I'm being really coy here, and I will for the rest of the books, but because it's such a short story, I really don't want to give away like a lot of the plot points because it's over within a couple of pages and I just don't want to ruin that experience for you. As the title pretty much gives away, he ends up in hell, but I thought the way the devil and hell itself was depicted in this story was really well done. It's obviously something that has been trialed a lot, and there's so many different interpretations of Lucifer and hell and heaven, but this one still felt like unique within itself and still entertaining and interesting. I enjoyed this a lot. It was basically a sad and miserable little tale about a man who made one major bad decision in his life, impacted his life and death forever. It emphasises that like deep fear that so many suddenly aware children have is, would every spiteful thing I ever done as a kid really count in the end? Will it come back to haunt me? I just thought it was a great start to the selection. Next up is Brother Mine by Brett Laurie, and this was a really twisted tale of obsessive love and corruption within a brotherhood of monks. This was gory and psychological, with an unhinged main character who was basically trying to create his own deity with this captured brother that he had kept in the dungeon. Nobody knew about it, and he was besotted with him, but in such a cruel and creepy way. Like, first of all, what are you kidnapping him for? Second of all, you are taking away his humanity and his dignity, and it's just awful. You're taking away all of the things as a human he should have, you know? The story itself packed so much of a punch within such a short time of frame. I think it worked really well for the pacing and the unfolding of the story and the direction that it went in. Specific rat horror and body horror associated with that really creeped me out. Reminded me of James Herbert's The Rats. But yeah, this second one was another great story. Finally, Dandy Andy Fitness by Caitlin Masu. I didn't really know what to expect with this final story, but we basically have this awful, unlikable main character who is absolutely besotted with this fitness influencer. She's basically trying to become the next her, as well as trying to do everything she can to garner her attention online. It was definitely more of a psychological type of horror. Thinking about it in theme of the story of religious horror, like Andy had such a devotion to this random person on the internet that it did feel like a religion within itself. Definitely see that the main character Andy definitely had a lot of mental unpacking to do, mainly the inappropriate stalking parasocial attachment that she had to this random person online. So many people in real life do have. Final scene is where a full confrontation occurs, and oh my god, although it was building up to it, it was also like super shocking and just incredibly unhinged within its delivery. This was a great closure piece for sure. Overall, this was a really fantastic short story collection. I kind of wish that there was more in there, but the selection we had was fantastic. I really did enjoy it. So yeah, let me know if you have picked up this free little book on DarkLit Press and what you thought about it. If you've read any of these short stories externally before, read anything from the authors before, I would love to know what there is to check out, what you'd recommend. But for now, I shall catch you in another video soon. Bye.